Look, I'm not an expert, but I know enough, having visited over 150 colleges and having been in the space. We have the whole premise of education wrong. You do not make children, you allow children to grow. And you have them grow into what they ought to be. And you give them direction and guidance, but children are not something to be engineered. They're not something to be configured. They are to love learning more than anything else. You see, the modern education project is Prussian in its core. At its core, it is focused on administrative state, administrative bureaucracy to try to make a population more subservient and obedient. The form of education that we should be embracing is the classical form of education that is rooted in what is good, true, and beautiful, or what is eternal rather than what is temporal. And we talk about this in the book. The immediate way that we stop it, what is happening in the country when it comes to education, is we must have a renaissance and a revival of homeschooling in this country. That is the first thing, is that we must continue to see that expansion. We must have more and more parents that are unafraid to homeschool their children. And then secondly, understand the government has no role in education. I know that's a radical statement to say, but the government in education is one of the ways we have seen the destruction and the debasing of the nuclear family. And then finally, when it comes to education, obviously the obvious things, we must defund these woke universities, in fact, almost all universities, and we must build new stuff. Why are there not 100 Hillsdale colleges? It's great that there's one. Why are there not 100? I mean, we have 100 polytechnical woke schools across the country, but we don't have 100 Hillsdales. It's because we need to think as entrepreneurs to start the next big and great thing, to pour into the next generation, and to understand what education actually is. We are more than half of the country with conservative sensibilities and Christian values, but we are not more than half of the education space, and we need to try to fix that. We talk about that in the book.